Hello everyone, welcome back. This one is the concluding video of the sixth chapter of Geography, Major Landforms of the Earth from Integrated Social Science Ratnasagar Class 6. In the previous modules, we have already discussed about the processes that basically leads to the formation of major landforms, and we have also discussed about plateaus, mountains, types, their types, as well as how they are formed with reference to world map as well as examples. In this module, we'll be discussing on plains. You have already read about this landform in your previous classes as well. When you must have learned about relief features or physical landforms, isn't it, in class 4 and 5? So, what basically plains are? Plains are basically a relatively flat and low lying land, and the height of plains are generally not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. The plains are also called lowlands, and the general slope of plains is gradual means which is not steep, okay, it's straight basically. And uh, and plains are formed by internal as well as external forces of the earth also. Mostly plains are formed by sediments deposited by rivers or due to flowing lava deposited by the agents of wind, water, and ice. And the and plains are the landforms which are thickly populated in comparison to plateaus and mountains. Plains are found in all latitudes and in all continents. Plains have fertile soil and longer growing season as well. Plains are suitable for agriculture, settlement, and transportation, and they possess good economic importance as well. So as you can see here, that some examples are given: the prairies of USA, West Siberian Plain in Eurasia, Gangetic Plain in India, Huanghe Plain in China, Po Valley in Italy, Pampas in Argentina are examples of plains. The plains have been the cradle of civilization from the earliest times. And for example, the Indus and Ganga valleys in India and the Huanghe and Yangtze valleys in China are regions where the early civilizations developed and prospered. We have already discussed in our previous session about the Indus Valley civilization, and through the map I also showed you some civilizations as well on the banks of uh, on the banks of Yangtze River and all. When it comes to formation of plains, plains are formed, as I have already told, that they plains are formed both by internal and external forces as well. But if we talk about the formation of plains by river, so what happens? The rivers flow down the slopes of mountains and erode them. Then, they deposit their load consisting of stone, sand, and silt along their courses and in their valleys. As we already know that the source of rivers are basically the mountains, isn't it? In mountains we have already seen that mountains are source of water. So the rivers, the river flow down from the slopes of mountains, okay. And most of the plains are formed by sediments deposited by rivers. The rivers carry stones, sand, and silt. When the speed of the river is reduced, it deposits these materials in the valleys, and this is how plains are formed. So, some plains are extremely flat, while others may be slightly rolling or undulating. Undulating basically means rolling, okay. The general slope is gradual. Gradual here is, it is not that much steep, it is not steep, okay, as we have seen that mountains are steep, okay, but the plains are not steep, they are gradual, okay. Plains are more thickly populated in comparison to plateaus and mountains. We have already discussed these things. So and we already know that most of the big cities are located in plains are more useful as they have fertile soil and longer growing seasons. We have also seen the examples also. Let us move to the next slide, and there is a map. This map is already given in the book as well in page number 143. This map basically shows us the major plains of the world. As you can see, Great Central Plain, Amazon Basin, Grand Chaco, Pampas, Great European Plain, Po Valley, Congo Basin, Mesopotamia, West Siberian Plain, Indus Plain, Northern Plains, Swangway Plains, Nullarbor Plain, Murray-Darling Basin. Okay, so these are the major landforms. These are the major plains of the world. With this, I call it a day. And let us sum up the chapter as well. And that let us discuss that what we have discussed in this chapter till now. So it is very necessary to recapitulate everything. So to sum up, we have already read that the landforms on Earth are formed by tectonic and gradational forces. Tectonic forces originate from within the Earth, and gradational forces originate from outside the Earth. The three main types of landforms are mountains, plateaus, and plains. A mountain is a landmass which rises more than 900 meters above the mean sea level. It is of three types: fold mountains, block mountains, and volcanic mountains. Fold mountains are formed by horizontal compressional forces. Block mountains are formed by horizontal tensional forces which causes faults in the crust, and the volcanic mountains are formed due to the deposition of lava. A plateau is a highland with steep slopes and a large summit area. We have read about intermontane plateaus, continental plateaus, and lava plateaus. The intermontane plateaus are completely or partially enclosed by mountains. We have read about it. The example, the Great Tibetan Plateau. Okay, moving on to the continental plateau. These continental plateaus rise abruptly from the bordering lowlands or from the sea. We have also seen the example, the Potwar Plateau in Pakistan as well as the Plateau of Ranchi in India. They are the best examples of when it comes to continental plateau. And when we come to the lava plateaus, we have discussed that the lava plateaus are formed by fissure flows, and the example of lava plateaus are the Deccan Plateau and the Malwa Plateau in India. Coming on to plains, plains are lowlands, are relatively flat and low-lying land. Okay, it is also called lowlands where the slopes of the land is gradual. Plains are suitable for agriculture, settlement, and transportation. Why they are suitable for agriculture, settlement, and transportation? Because plains are more useful as they have fertile soil and longer growing season. Most of the big cities are located in the plains. That's why they are very much important as well. This landform is the thickly populated landform in comparison to the other two platforms, that is landforms, that is uh, plateaus and mountains. With this, I call it a day. We'll be coming back, meeting again in the with the next chapter of civics, that is urban livelihood. So do read the chapter first, do read the topics which we have discussed right now, and then watch the video. Okay, so keep smiling, have a nice day.